Hello, my name is Tor Idhammar. I work for IDCON. Today's topic is how we can set goals for reliability in our organization. I think it's extremely important that the goal for reliability is a partnership between operations and maintenance, but also of course engineering and stores and other departments. So when we set our goals, I think it's extremely important that our reliability and maintenance goals tie into the business goal of the plant or for your operation. So if you take a look at this slide, I just put up a little example. Let's say the goal is to become safe, reliable operation at a 92% OEE, and we want our cost to be at $248 per ton. If we start with that and say that's our joint goal, operations and maintenance, engineering and stores, then the next step I think is to figure out then what can we do on the reliability side to actually meet those goals. And I'm a little bit biased because we're a consulting firm, so I would suggest that you do some type of assessment. Of course you can do an internal assessment too, and just figure out where are your biggest gaps, however you do that. So let's say we do an assessment and what we see is that we need to improve our preventive maintenance. Let's just focus on what we call the processes that we need to improve. It could be that we need to also implement effective work management or improve our work management, planning and scheduling, and perhaps we need to do some tasks in the materials management. So step one is to identify what are the processes that we need to improve, do some type of gap analysis, however that's done. Then the next step is to identify the tasks that you want to do. And I like to call them tasks because I see a lot of times goals are very fuzzy. It could be stopping at the process. You're saying we need to improve our preventive maintenance. And if you stop at that, it gets very unclear to what we're going to do. One guy is going to think, let's improve vibration. Somebody else is going to think we need to build a new lubrication storage. And a third guy think that we need to train people on alignment. So agree then on what are the tasks. We tie the process and say, how can we then go to the next step and improve preventive maintenance, and what tasks can we do? In this example, I have selected that we need to do all the on-the-run inspections for mechanical, electrical, instrumentation operations. We need to document those by January 2021. Another goal would be to at least do all the new documented, refreshed inspections by April. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fix all the priority 1 and 2 problems by December. So at this point we have the goal. We say we want to go to 92% OEE. We think that we can improve that by improving our preventive maintenance, and the tasks that we're decided to focus on are these 3 tasks. It's probably going to be more. It's a lot more to preventive maintenance than these 3 tasks. But let's just take that as an example. And then for each task, we can then say, for example, the first one, right? Document on-the-run inspections, mechanical, electrical, instrumentation operations by January 2021. Then we say, okay, how are we going to measure that? So the last piece is, what are the KPIs? So it could be equipment reviewed for updated PMs. So what percent of all our, because we have PMs probably already, so what percent of our total equipment have been reviewed for PM? And that can just be percentage. And of course that KPI could be a temporary KPI. Once we're done with reviewing all the equipment, we're going to not do that KPI anymore. So by doing this, my recommendation is that you set a company goal together with all departments, and then you identify the processes within reliability where you think you can improve, and that needs to go across all departments, not just reliability. It could be within safety and everything. And then within those processes, you define for each process that you decide to improve, what are the tasks, and then how are you going to measure the task. And that's a way to kind of set goals. And when we do it here at IDCON, we're trying to really get down to something that is tangible for the person. So for example, to improve reliability overall is a very fuzzy goal. But if you say to electricians, we want you to try to increase motor life. So we're going to take a measurement and we're going to measure how many motors we change out every year, and then see how many motors we have total. So if you take the total number of motors, divide it by how many we change out. We have 1,000 motors in the plant, we change it out 100. Well, you take 1,000 divided by 100 and you get 10 years average life. I know it's not an exact number, but if you trend that, it actually is a pretty decent measurement. So we can then say that's something that a craftsperson can focus on, and we can then ask them, what are the actions you would take to actually improve motor life? And you're probably going to tell, somebody's going to come up with, yeah, we probably need to clean motors, for example, right? So try to get the goals for each person, there is something tangible that they feel like they can work with, so it's not fuzzy. And it's not always possible, but try to do that as much as possible. Well, those are some ideas around setting goals for reliability maintenance. Hope that helps. Thank you.